great moment.
Steven Fry. He's not going to get this. He's going to save it. He's going to go to the left. He's going to save it. Fouling. Yeah, he's going to save it. Watch. Watch. Go to the left. Told you.
Oh, whoever said cheering for soccer teams is easy, eh? I'm pissed off. I don't think there's any other way to say it. I'm pissed off with the fact that late in the game today, Toronto FC lost a point and, frankly, 3 points that they should have had, losing to the Philadelphia Union away in Chester, Pennsylvania, 2-1 on a late, i.e. 93rd minute, a Sebastian Letou penalty. Pretty disappointing game overall, and as I said off the top, I'm pretty pissed off. I'm pissed off with either Mo Johnston and or the Spanish La Liga officials for not getting Mista's paperwork done in time. Shock of shocks when I'm watching the game today. I'm looking at the starting 11. Didn't figure Mista was going to start based on what Preki said, but he wasn't even on the bench. He wasn't even in the 18 today, and frankly, I was kind of shocked considering that we had no inkling from the club that there was any issue with Mista's paperwork. Well, lo and behold, there apparently was. Whether that was Mo's doing or whether that was the Spanish League's doing or MLS is doing, I don't know. But Lord knows, I think a top-quality striker from Spain might have made a pretty big difference today, considering how poor TFC was. Chad Barrett with a number of chances, one in the 43rd minute, one in the 52nd minute, that were pretty decent chances to score. He kind of went, he had to use the camera, kind of went this way when he should have went that way and cut inside. He was cutting outside all day and not getting a lot of love from the Philadelphia defense. Couple of breakaways, actually, but other than an absolutely horrible lapse, and that's Nigel Reed's words, by the way, not mine, a horrible lapse on the part of both Adrian Can and Nana Adekora in the injury time in the first half, where Marino had a throw-in, Can and Adekora flubbed it. Letou had an open shot from the top of the box, and luckily for TFC, he hit the post. So at the end of the first half, it was 0-0, but overall a pretty uninspiring performance. TFC kind of picked it up a little bit in the second half, and we'll get to that.
I know. See if the Portuguese area.
Well, 0-0 at the second. Into the second half, things unfortunately still continued to be pretty rough for TFC. In their defense, it was a pretty brutally hot day today. Supposedly in Philly, it was 35 degrees Celsius today. It was like 43 or 44 with the humidity, and they're right on the river there, which you can probably see from the stadium, which looked absolutely beautiful, by the way. They get this beautiful bridge coming in over the river that you can see from the back end of the stadium. It looks quite nice. But the second half was a little worse than the first in a lot of ways. They had their third free kick of the game, and an actual corner kick that led to Philadelphia's goal, where they had the shortest player on the team at the near post, Julian de Guzman. The ball was cornered in. Letou picked it up short and went in the near post over de Guzman's head, put the team up 1-0. Garcia messed up on his coverage on that one as well. Maicon came on for Ibi Ibrahim in the 63rd minute. And again, things didn't pick up. Sebastian Letou, and I mentioned this in my pregame notes yesterday and to a couple of friends watching the game today, Letou had 6 goals and 6 assists coming into today. And he was by far and away their number one threat. You might even argue, if you're a Seattle Sounders fan, that the reason why Seattle, relative to last year, sucked so much this year is because they lost Letou in the expansion draft. He had 6 goals and 6 assists for Philly. He was their primary threat. Why he was not man-marked, I should say, for the entire game, I'll never know. Chad Barrett got a nice goal off a header in the 73rd minute to bring TFC back. Usanov came on for Gargan in the 85th minute, and unfortunately In the 4th minute of added time, TFC gave up that horrible goal that I mentioned in the first clip today. Well, there goes our MLS record unbeaten string. 11 games in all competitions. That's over with. We've got a loss in Philly, and it really feels like not just one missed point, which we would have gotten if we hadn't given up the handball and the penalty kick and the winning goal late in the game, but it really felt like it was a missed opportunity for 3 points today as well. On top of the defensive lapses, we actually had a really, really flat performance up top. De Guzman wasn't his usual self. He wasn't really as dominant on the ball as he usually is from a defensive perspective. Di Rosario and Barrett really weren't clicking today as well. O'Brien White seems to have played himself out of Precky's good graces. When the game was in doubt late in the game, Maicon was the choice substitute up top rather than O'Brien White. We even brought on Usanov as a defender late in the game as well, rather than bringing on White up top. So I think he's pretty well in his last few games played himself out of the possibility of being in the starting 11, at least for a while. So, pissed off, I think, is the tune. Pissed off with the result, pissed off with the offensive effort, disappointed probably is a better term rather than pissed off with some of the defensive lapses that we made today, especially Adrian Can. To his credit, maybe, he's been due a bad game. Well, hopefully he gets it out of his system today, because today was his worst effort so far in a TFC jersey. So now we're coming up on a friendly. We've got Bolton Wanderers next week on Wednesday, and then we've got an away game. We've got a home game against Dallas next Saturday, which of course is going to be very critical. Jeff Cunningham coming back, a Dallas team that's been doing relatively well in the last few weeks in a very, very tough Western Conference, is not an easy 3 points. So they really need to regroup from this, maybe trot out some of the kids, and maybe Mista, frankly, during the game on Wednesday, and hopefully turn this around and not create a losing streak, but hopefully see this game as a blip on what is hopefully going to be a very successful second half. So there you have it. I'll be doing a little video blog, most likely just sights and sounds of the Bolton game on Wednesday, and of course I'll be doing a video blog next weekend after the Dallas game as well. So cheers for watching, and we'll talk to you guys next week.